What do writers get wrong about writing supporting characters?
Oh, well, I don't know that they necessarily get it wrong, but I think one thing that could make some supporting characters stronger, and screenplays in general stronger, is connecting the supporting characters to the theme a little bit more. I think sometimes writers throw in, the wacky sidekick, or, a supporting character who's just really colorful and there for comedic effect, or, a sort of a distraction from the A story. But really, you want your screenplay to be a collection of things that are all having the same conversation, right? So you want your screenplay to be having one conversation all the way through, and all of those pieces should connect to that conversation. They should all fall under that umbrella. We're just gonna mix metaphors. So, so when you're inventing your supporting characters, if you can think about their relationship with the theme, that's a useful way to invent a supporting character that feels integrated into the fabric of the story and has a function in your story as well, because your supporting characters should be pushing your character either toward or away from the lesson that they're trying to learn from this series of events, right? That is the lesson of the theme. And so if your supporting character has a function that relates to that theme, so either they set a good example that leads your character toward this, revelation that they're going to have eventually, or if they are a cautionary tale, if you don't learn the lesson of the theme, this is what you'll turn into. Those are just two examples, but you can connect your supporting characters to the theme in ways like that, and then that will both make them feel integrated into that one conversation that your story is having, and then also contribute to the growth of your character, either by pushing them toward the lesson that they need, or providing more conflict and causing them to struggle toward that lesson as well.
Well, maybe we could move on to another film, and not my idea, which is maybe Bridesmaids.
Oh, sure.
So if we look at the supporting characters in that,
yeah,
how did that move the main character more toward her goal?
Well, so interestingly, the collection of bridesmaids in Bridesmaids has sort of like two aspects to them that I think is really interesting. On the one hand, they each provide a different outlook on marriage, or a different sort of like phase of marriage relationships, right? So you have kind of the newly married, doe-eyed, idealist. You have the resolutely single, playing the field, Melissa McCarthy, right? You have the woman who's been married so long, she has like 3 sons, and she is tired of her husband, right? You have Helen, who's kind of the bored trophy wife. And I think that's it, right? It's those 4, and then Kristen Wiig. And so they each represent kind of a different version of marriage. And, the whole, we're setting this story in the world of weddings and marriage and getting married and all that stuff. So that's very fitting. But if you look at it as well, they each provide a different sort of attitude about growth and change, right? So, and that's really the journey that Kristen Wiig is on in this movie. She's trying to get unstuck from her life. Each of those characters have, if you could look at it, that they each have sort of a different perspective or relationship to being stuck, or making progress in your life. So the newly married one, she's excited for everything that's to come. Like, all she has is sort of like rainbows and roses in her future, and she can't wait to be married forever. I think she says that at one point in the movie. The woman who's been married too long, she feels stuck and in a rut in her marriage. Like, this is how things are. This is how they will always be. It's awful. She needs to escape to Vegas, right? The woman Helen, who is kind of the trophy wife and the big antagonist, she is not happy with the way things are in her life, but she is going about changing them in maybe an unhealthy way, we could look at it, right? So she and Kristen Wiig are sort of both equally as stuck in their lives, but they're stuck in very different lives. And who am I missing? Oh, Melissa McCarthy. She welcomes all change. She says yes to everything, So they all have a relationship to sort of change and being stuck or making progress, or, that kind of like realm, which is really what the thematic stuff of that movie is.
Excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
I want to go watch it.
Oh, good.